Okay, we are back and get to our first guest. I wanted to talk a little bit. When Urban and I were on our way over here today, we talked about a new program that we're looking to kick off, which raises money for nonprofits. So we're going to start that out with Challenged America and Disabled Business Persons Association. We're trying to get some silent auctions going. So we want to talk to some restaurants and bars and local places where we can drive more people in there doing silent auctions for their own goods at the restaurants.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, and try to get as many of the, the guests that we've had on the show here to be involved and help us with it. So it's really looking forward to it. It's quite exciting. It's a little unique twist, and in today's difficult times for nonprofits and fundraising, it's that's what you need. The more entrepreneurial thinking, not just write the grants or ask for money. So this is great.
Somehow I think that's exactly where the Disabled Business Persons Association came in, was entrepreneurial thinking to aim towards those that don't typically do it. So
and it definitely is a win-win for everybody. And you get a tax break too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of entrepreneurs,
we
have our first entrepreneur here from San Diego Marble and Tile, Grant Goodman. Welcome, Grant.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about, actually you have more than San Diego Marble and Tile. You have 3 stores, so tell us about them.
Yeah, so we have 2 stores based in central San Diego, so in Claremont Mesa, one out east in El Cajon, and then we have Encinitas Tile up north. That's a new addition to the family.
Okay, great. So Marble and Tile, tell us what you do and how you do it. How do you help us in our community?
So we tend to aim for the specialists. We tend to be specialists, we say, for the marble and tile. So we focus predominantly on homeowners, interior designers, and our kind of the small contractor businesses. And the designers and the contractor business, that definitely is, we say, the majority of what we tend to see in terms of our customers.
And this is a family business, is it not?
Correct.
So who else do you have involved with you?
So my father and I run the business together. We're co-owners. And then we have actually quite a few families that are part of our business in terms of our staff. So we have our general manager, and he has his daughter works with us. And then 2 of our other managers, store managers, are a mother, son.
Yeah, it's tough enough starting a business or expanding a business, when you've just got, a group of business people together, but you bring families together. Well, it's like families have enough trouble getting together for Thanksgiving dinner, Grant.
Well, one thing I will say is it keeps it friendly. Well, that's what's really nice. It keeps it friendly at work.
Until somebody chucks a piece of stone at their mama's head.
No, hopefully, what we tend to find is that there's definitely a level of trust that comes with at work, with having people who are friends and family, and we try and keep it very friendly. We really do, and that's something we try and get to, that conveys to our customers. Hopefully they get that experience as they come in.
Right. So whenever you expand, you don't have to go to Craigslist anymore. You just go down to your store manager and say, "Who do you know?"
Yeah.
Exactly.
How many kids you got?
At birth, you look at it as a future employee.
That's right.
Exactly. Put them on the payroll. Start taking the payroll deductions. Okay. Now, how long have you been doing business with your family? I know kind of a little bit of the background of this business, but did you and your dad own other companies in the past?
No, actually. My father actually was an attorney. He's back in South Africa.
Oh.
So and when he moved out here, he was looking to kind of go into a business that had kind of there was a solid business, had a good base, good foundation, and
he didn't think the legal industry was that.
Yeah, so he started there, and then I joined him out here a couple of years ago, and bought in. And for me, I thought it was a great opportunity. My father's he's been working for many years, so there was a lot to learn from him. So it was a good opportunity to work together with him, and then also to get involved in a small business.
Yeah, I find it interesting that both of you came from varied backgrounds that was not related to what you do here.
Correct.
IT and legal. How do you convert from being a service company to a product company? How do you do that?
But that's probably been the sharpest learning curve. So I've worked a lot with staff. So in terms of managing and looking after staff, that kind of translates, in any industry.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest learning curve has been in terms of in terms of working with the retail and the marketing. And I think but I think in any business you need IT, and in any business you have the legal aspects and the basic business running. So it actually has worked quite well. And in terms of the construction industry, this is really the final frontier when it comes to the online technology. A lot of our customers are still, have just kind of got themselves flip phones, or they still haven't kind of moved into the technology. So that's something that we see will change quite a lot in the coming years. So, and that's something that we're trying to kind of build into and make sure that we're prepared when the industry properly changes.
Yeah, no, I think this is wonderful, because most of the time you see people getting into the trades or into contracting or something like that, and they're so trade focused, and then we come to see you and your father, and you come from different lines, and I think you're able to service some of the tradesmen a lot better, since you don't come from that background. So tell us a little bit more about what type of projects you get involved with.
So we have all sorts. I mean, it's quite exciting. We sometimes get brought in at the very start, where people are still kind of, should we say, in the idea phase, trying to come up with a theme or the style that they're looking for, and those are usually a lot of fun, because we get to kind of build the concept, work through the planning, and eventually see it right through to implementation. But for others, we get people coming in who maybe have a particular a picture or some inspiration, like
me. I mean, full disclosure, I did my bathroom with I don't know if it's stone or limestone or what kind of material it is, because I don't know anything about materials. But what did you say? I showed you a picture of it.
I think it was travertine.
Travertine. So I found this picture, and I went up to the Encinitas tile location up in Encinitas, and I showed them the picture, and they just get phenomenal service, found me the exact stone and helped me with the little accent pieces. And, I just from a and it looks exactly like what I wanted it to look like. And to me, that's just knocking it out of the park. And I laughed because, trends come and go. All I know is I love it, and I don't care if anybody else likes it or not. When they come into my home, I am happy. That's all that counts, right, Grant?
Exactly.
Yeah,
but how do you keep up on the trends, though?
Well, I think with us, I mean, we have a lot of vendors, so we tend to source our material from all over the world. We have Turkey, Italy tends to be the mainstays, and then of course China. Over the last couple of years, there's been a lot of Chinese tile coming, but we tend to find that for our customers, the USA made and the Italian tile are without doubt the most popular. So I think by our vendors bringing in the new trends, and with us, what we tend to do is we have someone who actually looks online or constantly tries to understand what the trends are, and then we try and update our showroom so that we can actually show what's the latest trends. We have feature walls, etc., that try and provide that inspiration. So some people come in and they're looking just to be inspired, and they don't have a specific idea, whereas others come in with a very particular idea of what they want.
So, you can deal with both.
They can deal with both, exactly. We try to deal with both, exactly.
Great. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KFSD AM 1450 and financialnewsandtalk.com. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with my co-hosts Andrea Kay and Urban Miaris, and our guest is Grant Goodman from San Diego Marble and Tile. So one of the things we talked about before we got on air, which I think is exciting, is you're in the process of setting up a whole new design district. Is it up in Encinitas? Is that where it is?
Correct. So we have 4 local businesses that are trying to. What we're trying to do is set up kind of, shall we say, a one-stop shop for home renovation or home remodeling, etc. So we have 4 businesses. It's the faucet factory, which is kind of faucets, fixtures, everything for your wet rooms, and then we have wood, carpet and vinyl as a company, Superior Floors, and then Amazon Stone, which does granite, granite tops, and beautiful slabs, and then ourselves, engineers tile. So we're trying to make it convenient.
One-stop shop to redo your home.
Exactly.
So great.
Now, for the projects, now, do you guys do the actual? My husband's a contractor,
Right.
so when it came to doing, my bathroom or my kitchen, I went to you guys and I got all the stones and the materials. But I'm and then just had my husband coordinate it. I don't know how anybody else does it. So let's say somebody who's not married to a contractor. Once they pick the stone, then what happens?
Well, I mean, if they pick the stone, usually their contractor or their designer would come in
Okay.
to kind of, because they would need to take the measurements, work out how much they
Okay.
need,
Okay.
and then the contractor would come in and either to pick it up, or sometimes they actually buy it, and then the homeowners then that they then charge the homeowners. So we tend to offer, obviously, our customers, like our designers and contractors, obviously they have trade discounts.
Right.
So as a homeowner coming in, usually we recommend that we speak to your contractor, only because we want to make sure we have enough.
Right.
You're buying enough product that you don't find yourself short 1 square foot or something.
Oh, because
something
that would
silly.
be a disaster.
It's a disaster. Then you got to send your guys home, or we got to order more, and it can take a
And
while.
it's not always about people coming in to find what you have sitting on your in your inventory now. When I think Andrea was talking about, she found something, you went out and found it for her, sourced it on the open market.
Well, this is the thing. Well, we can pretty much get anything. I mean, it's we obviously can't keep stock of it. So, I mean, for our tools, supplies, materials, there we have a fully stocked warehouse, and customers can come pick it up and go. For tile, we keep limited stock for people that are left it to the last minute and just need to quickly find something. But I mean, if we had to if I had to tell you, I mean, in terms of product SKUs, we probably have 300,000 or 400,000 product SKUs. These are from multiple vendors all over the world. So we couldn't possibly keep stock of all this. So we tend to source it, and some vendors can take anything from 1 to 6 weeks to get it, if it needs to come from Italy or needs to come from overseas.
Give us an inside tip now. What do you see as the most popular colors or patterns that people are doing, especially here in San Diego? I mean, I remember when we had the avocado green and the harvest gold, and decades ago.
You're dating yourself now, Urban.
Yeah, I know. Because you are based on you're a fashion. You sell fashion and design. So what do you see coming out?
Well, in terms of our natural stone, I think limestone is definitely something which is definitely coming up. It's beautiful, because you also in limestone, it's naturally you start to see small fossils and that within the limestone. So that's very beautiful, and we see that with a natural stone. I definitely see limestone is something that's definitely picking up. But in terms of generally, if I look at our tiles, the porcelain tiles now are just the technology for creating porcelain tiles is phenomenal. We were at a factory about 2 weeks ago, and I mean, this factory was probably 8 football fields big. Has kind of 10, I think there were 10 employees working in this factory. I mean, just to give you the scale, the automation involved, and they have these high def printing, so they can pretty much recreate any pattern, any texture, any color. So the quality of porcelain's has really improved a lot. So we tend to see a lot of people moving away from natural stone, moving towards porcelain. And then in terms of colors, there's so many now. You can pretty much get any color combination to match whatever your style is.
Yeah, it seemed like a while ago, I don't know, 5 years ago, I could be off of my timing, and this would have been before you acquired the business. It was all about these glass tiles and really wild, like, colors and different patterns that people were doing. So are people still really into the you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
You get sheets of like
the mosaics.
Yeah.
So the backsplash, I mean, for backsplashes, we find definitely, I mean, the glass, you can create an amazing effect with glass, especially now. A lot of companies are becoming a lot more environmentally conscious. So they tend to use a lot of recycled glass. So you get an amazing effect with that, blues and greens kind of fading. And also the shapes they can get. You can do amazing things with that. So we tend to see more for backsplashes. And then for the floors, of course, that's something you can create patterns within with the way that you lay the tile, depending on the size. But just talking of trends, what we started to see a lot, and this is something that I think is changing in the industry, is big format tiles. And we're talking 8-foot by 3-foot tile. So there you would basically, it's very fragile. They're only, millimeters. We're talking just a couple of millimeters thick, so very fragile. We handle them like glass. But what we see is that people put this up, and it gives you can almost create instead of say wallpapering a wall or painting a wall, they'll actually put these big format tiles on a wall.
Wow.
It's amazing. It's just very difficult to deal with. Our contractors
I was going to say, yeah.
very tough to deal with. But it's amazing. I think that's a trend we'll start to see. Yeah. We've seen a lot of big format tiles.
Yeah, my husband's cringing right now.
He is. He's like,
no, he doesn't want any of his clients going with that.
So I'm looking at your business card, and we definitely want everybody to know how they can get in touch with you. But first thing, tell me about you have an e-commerce store at tileliving.com?
Correct. So
what is that? Tell us about it.
So, what we did was we set up a website to sell online, tileliving.com, and the idea with that is we're selling a lot of, shall we say, do-it-yourself products. So we're aimed at the customer who really wants to do this themselves, maybe is not located within the San Diego County area, and is looking to buy. We sell a product by Schluter, which is very easy kits. You basically, if you want to build a shower, there's a set kind of 10-step process which you use their kits, and you can pretty much waterproof a shower, and then you just tile straight on top of it. So we sell a lot of those. We sell a lot of kits online, do-it-yourself kits. We also sell tile, so we send out samples. People can then order tile from us. But obviously with tile, the trick and the thing that I think we're still building on is, and I think everyone in this industry is building on, is how do we get it there? So we have a partner. We have probably 70 locations nationwide where we have a partner. We have partners who will ship locally, but it's still a challenge. It's still something we're working on. This is definitely, but it's
so a lot of family business and a lot of partners out there. So yeah. I feel a theme in this one too.
Yeah.
We're building still. We're still building. It's still got a long way to go.
Yeah. Well, before we start to wrap up, tell our listeners how they can get in touch with you, where your stores are, your website. Give us some more information.
Sure. Okay. So up north, we have Encinitas Tile, and then we have encinitastile.com, where they can go and they can get some information about us. We're located just off the 5 in Encinitas. Then we have 2 stores, one in Claremont Mesa Boulevard and one in West Bradley in El Cajon, and that's San Diego Marble and Tile, and that's San Diego MarbleTile.com. There they can get information as well as there's also some inspirational pictures on there, and a little bit of background about us.
Well, your website is absolutely gorgeous. Do you have a hand in that with your IT background? Because it's improved.
No, I'm glad.
It's gorgeous. It's
Thank
eye candy.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Real quick, we've got like 30 seconds. What's San Diego been like for you in the past few years, coming from around the world?
It's been good. It took a while to settle in. I must be honest. Coming to California, I think just the lifestyle was. I was in Sweden for the last 6 years, so the weather was quite different.
Yeah.
But it's great. It's as far as the lifestyle here, it's absolutely fantastic. My kids have now started surfing. They got me out there, and so it's great. It's a fantastic way of life. This is a great
you let them off of work long enough to go surf occasionally from the family business.
We try.
Awesome.
It's a marble and tile shop, not a prison.
Okay. Hey, we do have child labor laws here, Grant. Just so you know.
Giant kids too. Don't say that. Okay.
All right.
Grant, it's been wonderful. Thanks for being here, and we encourage everybody to go to SanDiegoMarbleTile.com and find one of the stores and come visit.
Thank you very much.
Great. Thanks for being here. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business, where we get up close and personal with homegrown San Diego businesses and the people that are working hard to make a difference in our community. This is FinancialNewsAndTalk.com. I'm your host, Barry Waxler. We'll be right back after the break with more homegrown business Close Up. We will have Dawn Parks from the Wild Time Company.
Good.